Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, August 1st. Welcome. I don't even know how long it's been since my last video, but it's been a while. And after I did my last video, I realized that I had like another week's worth of stitching that was sitting here that I didn't show. So I've got a lot of stitching. My desk, it's all stacked over here. I stack it up until I do a video, and then I put them away so that way it makes it easy and I know what I stitched on. And I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I have other stuff sitting where I need to put these as I move them. That's assuming that they're all going to fit and stack up nicely. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll do the other stuff first. So before we get to the stitching, and I'm sure I'm going to have to play around with software and put two videos together because the last one cut me off because I took too much time, and I feel like it's going to be more this time. Anyway, playing with contacts, trying to figure them out. This is the third pair. I feel like they're probably still going to have to tweak it a little bit again. I go tomorrow to see how these are working. So anyway, the first go round, I'm sure I mentioned it, I managed to scratch my eye getting the contacts out, and so didn't wear them for a while and had to use antibiotic eye drops and all of that ridiculousness, because why not? Of course. So anyway, we've got that going on. I haven't decided if that is good or not. But whatever, we'll see, right? We'll do this. I have a purchase. I actually have a little tiny piece of haul. This is Glacier Bay, I think. Yeah. In Alaska. I would really be happy to be able to stitch stuff from places that we've been. And Dax and I did an Alaskan cruise, and one of the places that we went was Glacier Bay. But it's hard to find these things in places when you're there. So I found this one, and I got that on eBay. Just throw that on the floor. And then another thing I did was try to dye some silk fabrics, strips of fabrics. After watching Cynthia Brew a while back, because she bought silk strips of silk that she uses to make bows and things on her stuff, on her FFOs and like her project bags, and I love the way they look. So I ordered, I think it's 16 yards of silk, and when it came in, it stunk, like it had been damp and then stored away for a long time. And I washed it and couldn't get the smell out, and that's when I discovered, helpful tip, because it really works, spraying it with vodka takes the smell out. But I made the 16 yards of silk that looked all nice when it arrived look like this when I washed it. So this is what I wanted to dye, and I have no idea where the beginning is on here. These two pieces are because I just picked a spot and cut it. So I started with this, and I wanted 2 shades of green to dye. I'm going to throw that on the floor too. So I had a dye liquid called Peacock Green, and then I bought one that said dark green. So I took like a 2-cup measuring cup, and I usually just take water from the Keurig, and because they're liquid dyes, you don't have to worry as much with the dye mixing in. Like with powder, sometimes it doesn't all dissolve. So I just pulled off strips of that, and I left it all wrinkled up like that, and dyed them. Now, I had no idea, but apparently Peacock Green is RIT dye code for blue. I'm just putting that out there. And I don't even know what to say about the dark green. Okay? Now, because it was all wadded up, for the strips that, because I dyed more than once, the strips that I dyed and left in there for only like 5 or 10 minutes, because it was wadded up when I dried it and then ironed it out, I did get some beautiful stuff. This is the peacock green. Let me find something. Where are my little things? I was trying to find something white to put behind it, but I don't know where anything I own that's white went. Maybe the printing won't show through on the paper. Anyway, it's absolutely beautiful. It's blue and green and very nicely variegated. I mean, I absolutely can't complain about that, except for I want it green. But I do have a beautiful bunch of this blue and a little bit green, peacock green silk. And the dark green turned out when I rinsed it and then ironed it. And I turned my iron on a lower setting, and I'm not one to change the settings on my iron. Usually it's probably been 3 years since my iron has been on anything but the highest setting. But with this one, I came out with a kind of camo, basically. So now I really, pretty much I've got camo silk ribbon. Neither one of those are really going to work for what I wanted it for, so we'll see. So then I took it and I just put some ribbon in, because the other one was, I was surprised when I opened the peacock green, because while it was still all wadded up, it just looked blue. So I put some in there for just a quick little less than a minute dunk. And this is what I came out with on it. It's like a really pale seafoam green kind of thing, but it has almost no variegation. There's, maybe some little stripes, but that's about it. And I did the same thing with the dark green, and I got kind of this light olive green, I don't know. And then I poured out half of, probably more than half, and added another thing of hot water and dipped the other one in it for less than a minute, and I got the same thing. So there you go. None of those are what I wanted. I have a bowl down there. I'm dropping those all in. None of it's what I wanted, but I did come out with some beautiful strips of silk that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I also have one more thing in my haul. I bought some flosses that I was missing for some of my projects, but now I can't find the little list that I used to buy them, what I needed, because it has the project that it's for. And with, I don't know, 90-something whips, I really don't want to go through them all to try to figure it out. So here they sit. They have not been put with anything. So I think that was all of my other stuff. So we can get to the stitching. I'm sorry, allergies are driving me insane. The people selling the land across the street, which if any of y'all have $4 million and want to be my neighbor, it's still for sale. They're doing a lot of clearing, and my allergies are killing me because they're doing a lot of burning of everything they're clearing. I mean, like, when there are huge wildfires and there's ashes all over everything, that's what it looks like at my house. There's ash everywhere. But oh well. Maybe I'll win the lottery and it'll all be good. I'll buy it. And then I could just have it as a guest house and you could come visit me. How bad is that? I tell you to come visit me and put you far away. So far away I didn't even know there was a house. That doesn't seem very friendly. I guess you're welcome at that house. Okay, stitching. Out of this magazine, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts from March, April of 1986, because I only stitch the newest stuff. I am working on, I'm actually have all 3 of these, and I have wanted to do them since they came out. So I guess that makes it kind of evidence that my taste doesn't change all that much. But that one is the Amish one. And I think this time working on it, I got all that black part in. Some of these things, I made decent progress. In a whole lot of these things, I put in like 10 or 15 stitches and I was done. That was all I could manage. Let's see. Addison, Dax went last week. He was gone for several days in Houston. Spent a couple of days with Abigail. Abigail had a stomach virus one of the days, so they didn't do anything. Mostly she threw up and laid in bed. But they spent a couple of days doing some stuff, and he stayed with his mom and stepdad and everything, so he got to go visit, do some of those sonly duties, and Abigail likes to hang out and play only child every now and then. So he was gone doing that. This is from Frosted Pumpkin, and I didn't print out the colored picture, so I only have the pattern. But this one is Which Better Have My Candy, which that just cracks me up. This time working on it, I think I put in the have, and I think that I came down here with this black. I don't really remember because it's been too long. So there you go. Not long before Dax did go to Houston, we didn't realize it right away. It took us a few days to figure it out. Addison had hand, foot, and mouth disease. It's going around at her school. This is the second time she's had it, and it hasn't gotten really bad either time. So I'm not sure if, I don't know enough about it to know if you can get it more than once, but I don't know if she's gotten it bad enough to keep it from coming back. I don't know how all that stuff works, but I do know that Dax got it. So that's been a lot of fun too. I worked on my Santa. What is this one called? It's a, it is the only memorabilia I have. Santa's Magic. Yeah, I have not even been drinking. I'm just saying. And I cannot for the life of me get a good picture to print out of this. So this is just kind of to give you an idea. This is what I have, I think, at the beginning of the year. I only had around in here. This is on my list of, used to be 20 and now is 19 and 21 things to do. And this is, don't get me lying to you, I think I'm right around in here, because I think that's the white that I'm working on right here. But I wouldn't even swear to that, because I don't know. I just do what it tells me. Let's see if I have other exciting news. Kirsten hit a deer. I guess last week. I guess it was last week too. Kirsten is my most sensitive child. When it comes to being sensitive about that thing, the other 3 have about this much. Kirsten has the lion's share. She, bless her heart, I think she probably cried half the day about it. We were lucky that it did not do a ton of damage to her car. There's one little part that has to be replaced that costs like $12 or something. So, but she was quite upset about it. Around here, that's almost like a rite of passage. There are so many deer. So that's always fun too. Out of this book, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, November, December of '87. Again, with the new stuff. I'm working on this one, but I'm only going to do this bird in the nest. I'm not doing the one flying in. Oh, you know what? One of these colors may go for this. This may be, because I think I couldn't get more done on this one because I was missing some of the colors, and I don't like to stray and count too far because I'm apparently not very good at it. So anyway, I know I did some of these leaves and stuff around in here, and I might have put them the black up there at the top. So I would love to get that one finished. I can tell you, I don't think I had any finishes in July. That's not good. I should have found something really small and worked on it, but as you can see, I wasn't getting a lot done on any of it. Let's see. Gotta find the cover in this one. This Cross Stitch and Country Crafts from May and June of '86. That's when I lived in the Dallas area. I was looking at they had a subscription. I had a subscription, a different name, and a different address. So, this is another one of those, obviously. And this time I got these little parts of the cat's ear and then this little bit of the quilt. And I filled in on the blue. There's 2 shades of blue in there, and I only had one last time. I think my pile's going to start sliding anytime now. I worked on these little bunnies. I'm doing the Easter one, this one, with the Easter egg on the antlers. They're for all kinds of holidays. But I have found that I have almost no Easter and Valentine stuff stitching up, so on a piece of paper again. So I think this time I finished all of this and came around, and I think I filled that in. It really doesn't seem like it should take so long, but you know how I am. I'm easily distracted. I was going to say, I'm just kind of like, oh look, squirrel. And it made me think, last night Dax and I were up at the Backbone having a couple of drinks, and they always have a TV on. Usually it's on some old Western TV show. But the last couple of times we've been in there, it's been on a show with people who are preppers that are like extreme preppers. And last night, this guy with his taxidermy skills to protect their house was putting IEDs in raccoon carcasses and squirrel carcasses. I'm sorry, all I could think was that it gives a whole new meaning to, look, squirrel. I know I'm sick, I'm sorry. Okay, I finally worked on this one again. Look, we're getting to see something new. I feel like the other things, because they're on my list to get done this year, which, yeah, whatever, and next year's and the year after, I finally worked on something different. This one I am only filling in with the little, I'm going to do the outline, but I'm only actually filling in the state with all the little symbols in it of states we've been to. And then I'll continue to fill it in because our goal is to visit all 50 states. But I'm going to put the state, but I'm not going to put the capitals on it, just because, especially over here in the East Coast, it gets really busy, and it'll be enough with just, I don't need to know the capitals. So this time I did some of the water up here, and I did like most of these states here. I don't think I did any water down in here, but I think, and I am almost positive I already had Maine done. This might take me as long as it's taking us to visit all 50 states. This one is Earth Spirits. I always have to look. Earth Dancer, because I always get it wrong. I think, let me look. I don't want to. See, I was going to say I thought it was Lavender and Lace. It's a Butternut Street pattern. Butternut Road. Jeez Louise. It's this one. And here it is. At the beginning of the year, I think I only had like, I don't know if I even had to hear. I may have only had like this part done. This time I came and I filled in the white, because last time I had it open where I'd just gone around the edges, and then I started filling in some of this over here. That one I didn't really work on for a long time because I was intimidated by it, but I guess I'm getting over myself. I worked just a hot little minute on Bushel and a Peck. Look, something from, I don't know, the last 15 years. I don't know when it was published. And, oh wait, this might be another one I was missing. Maybe if I just keep going through them, it'll occur to me what I'm missing colors on. But I'm just putting them in a stack again, so this might be another one that one of those goes to. What did I do? I think mostly that I did these little squares there. I don't think it was anything very impressive. Surprise. Fall welcome. Speaking of fall, Addison fell and sprained her ankle again, so she's been back in the boot. And I'll tell you, because she had gone out with her friends, and she called me the next morning to tell me they were having a girls' night, and she called to tell me that she had fallen and sprained her ankle again, and because when they were pre-gaming before they were going to go to the dance hall, she's like, I only had 5 shots of tequila. Really? Only 5? Addison's like 4'10". I said, you can't drink as much as your friends. You're like half their size. It's not okay. So anyway, she's back in the boot. Her ankle is all purple. It's great. Maybe she learned to slow down. We'll see. I worked on this one. This is on my list. It is on the list. And I restarted it at the beginning of the year because who knows what I was doing. Maybe when I measured the other fabric, maybe I had 5 shots of tequila, and that's why it was insanely too short. I've never had 5 shots of tequila in one day in my life. I can tell you that for sure. I think this time, I know I came down with some of this side border. The problem is I think I've worked on this more than once since the last time I saw you. Because I know I filled in here and I did this rail. And I know I've come down on the sides here. So I'm at about, I'm like right here. So there's still a lot to go. Maybe if I just picked one project that's on my list and I just worked on nothing but it between now and the end of the year, I could get it done. This one I'm not going to pull out the picture and show you because it looks like this and you can't tell where I've stitched. And I don't know, maybe this is a summer tree, or I don't know if it's spring or summer. But here, you can see how much I've done. There you go. There's how much that I've actually done. Mostly, I have this area right here to do. Down here, I've got, like, just right around the edges here to do. So, I don't know, 2/3 of the way done, maybe? I mean, it's probably only taken me 5 years to get there. No biggie. It's okay. It's all good. What else am I going to do? If I get them all done, then I just fret over the giant stack of finished projects that are sitting there not being fully finished. So there you go. I worked on this one. Maybe this is the one I should just sit down and try to get finished. And I think since the last time I filled in this tree, well, I finished filling in that tree this time around, I think, and started on this tree. But I don't know if the last time you saw it, it had all of that done or not. That's why I can't wait this long. I am not capable of it. This one is just called the Ukrainian Ornament, and it was a free one off of crossstitchpatterns.eu. It's cross-stitch-patterns.eu. And on the pattern, all of that background is filled in. Yeah, that's not happening. There is no way that's happening. This one, this is my third time to restart it. I started on fabric that was too small. Well, I was using 2 threads, and that was too small. So then I started with 1 thread. Well, it's all been on this fabric. Duh. It's probably like a 22 or something. It's really small. And the 2 threads was too much. And then I started, and I don't even know what I did wrong the second time, but third time's a charm, right? So this is what I've worked on this time. When I restarted it this time, I only had the flower done. And I just want y'all to know that it is unlike me to continue to restart something. Most of the time I'm like, okay, no, this wasn't meant to be. I'm done. I worked on this Be Thankful by Imaginating Ink. And seriously, y'all, these are from the week that I forgot about in the last video. So it has been, I'm going to be just as surprised at what I worked on as you are. Because all I did was pull it out of its project bag. So let's see, what did I get done? Ah, looky there. So, apparently, I've gotten all of this done. I know before I still had more stuff to go here, so look, apparently I've gotten that done. And started on the pumpkin in the basket. So there we go. Let's see again. So where does that put me? Right in here? Stop it. My husband's out there with his shirt lifted, twirling his finger around his nipple. Let's see what I have to put up with. Okay, I worked on this Coca-Cola Santa. Don't remember at all. I think I did this. All that red right there. And apparently I am, because there is no end in sight. I'm like right here. So apparently I'm trying to make sure I don't have lines. That's going to be my guess. No, don't fall. Okay, I worked on, what is this one? Fall Friends. In my list of whips, it just says Indian Girl, because if I said Fall Friends, I'd never find it again. I wouldn't know what I was talking about. There's nothing else on here. It's just her. I feel like I did her arms this time, and hands. Once again, that's just a guess. Because that one's from really old, and so is this one. Oh my God, the last time I worked on this one is when we went, so look at my wedding dresses. Okay, so we've got the little Snoopy pattern. It says, shh, I'm reading. Oh, Snoopy's got a butt, but no head. Maybe I should move my needle minder. How's that? Is that better? That looks great. I could probably get that finished, but it's not on my list. Okay. No, I think this one's still one that I worked on. No, I worked on this one just last week, I think. Happy Everything and Forever. It has said very T. You're going to be amazed because look at there. Look at all those letters I got done. It doesn't even say very T anymore. It says very thin. But I have at least gotten the G started. And I think from last time, I think this time I finished the pumpkins and then like part of the H was done. So I finished the H and the I and the N and started the G. Yeah, pretty much anything that's not outlined is what I've done since the last time. I've worked on it more than once. Don't think I did all that in one day, because we all know better. I get distracted too easily. Like I said before. Squirrel. This one is just olives. Mostly I've just been coming down here on the sides. But at the beginning of the year, I was only up here. He's on my list of 2019. I was only up here. So, I mean, I had the outline and stuff, but I've really gotten a lot done. The problem is there's another olive. If it was just this, totally I could finish it by the end of the year, but there's another olive. Avocado. I hope I wasn't saying olive the whole time. We're too far in to stop this. On the Brooks books, I've moved to. Now I'm questioning. I'm going to take it out of the hoop because I'm questioning whether you've actually seen it with the number 10, the U finished. Ooh. Trapped the thread in there. So, we'll just do the whole thing. I feel like you have, but just in case. Generally, I buy a forever big piece of fabric, but then I'm afraid to cut anything off until I know for sure. Okay, there we go. So, I've got the first 10 done. This is also on my list of 19. I'm pretty sure I showed you the one before because I believe we discussed the fact that it has taken me like 5 years to do the first 10, so why shouldn't I expect this year to get all of them done? But I did make pretty good progress on the frog. What is he? Fitzwilliam Frog. I was missing this color for him here in the middle, his belly and around his eyes. And I don't know where it is because I had it checked off on the list that I had it and had put it in the bag, but can't find it anywhere. So I pulled out, it's called Dandelion Stem. It's one that Shelly Key X Stitch sent to me. So this one has lots of friend stuff. It's got stuff Colbin had sent. It's got the floss that Shelly has sent. So this is going to be just an all-around loving everybody Christmas piece if I ever get it done. Y'all, this is going faster than expected. I guess because we've been so busy working that I really don't have any great fun stories to talk about because, yeah, work. And goodness knows, that's not really all that fun. Although Kirsten and I are talking about going to the Goodwill bins. We've been in Austin. I don't know if we'll go back to that one, but I think they have one in San Antonio. The Goodwill bins are disgusting and awesome all at the same time if you've never been. But if you don't like thrifting and digging through stuff, don't go. Don't go. The Goodwill bins are like, oh my God, what did I just touch? But you can find some great things there sometimes. So that's about the most exciting thing I can tell you about right now. I worked on my Paula Vaughn friendship quilts for about a half a second. I did a couple of lines of filling in on here. I believe that is all I've done since the last time you saw that one. I've worked just a little minute on Abigail's stocking, but I am past it's a 2-page pattern, and I am on to page 2, so that's a plus. So basically I have finished the bottom of the coat on this snowman and started putting the bottom of his body on. This right here will all get filled in with white. So and then I think this is the last thing. I'm so proud of myself because I think I'm going to get through here too without getting kicked off. This is Towels 1, the book, and I'm working on this one. I'm not doing it on a towel. I bought a package of like just different 6x6 pieces from 1-2-3 Stitch some time ago, and that's just what I grabbed for this. This was in a box of patterns, and it had some floss in there and some kits that Sherry Smith sent me because she's wonderful. And I will try to remember. She has an Etsy store where she sells some of the stuff that she stitches. I mean, she does beautiful work, and so I will try to remember to link it in my description. So in case there's something that you want, but you don't want to stitch it, Sherry might. Anyway, I think since the last time I have done all of this, and I put in, I think, that leaf. There is, on this one, I think there's like a little heart that sticks out right here, I think is what goes there. And then there's a little bit of back stitching. But I think this is about as wide as it's going to get, like maybe to right there. I can't decide whether to put that heart in or not because it won't give me a ton of room. I mean, my intention is to make a little pillow out of it anyway, but I don't know. And then, of course, I've got to put the flower in over here in the leaves. I don't know whether to put the heart in. Maybe I could move it like down and in right to here because it's supposed to be like a little flower. I don't know. I'm going to have to give that one some thought. And giving thought to things is generally what makes me not work on them. If it requires too much thought, I'm out. Okay, I was looking around to see if there's anything I forgot, like a whole stack of stuff I worked on and didn't remember to tell you. And I don't see anything else. So, I'm not going to keep going and ramble on because I don't want the video to cut me off. And now you've seen the stack of stuff that I've got to put up. So, I guess I'm going to have to get to that too. I'm not even going to make any promises because you know how that goes. So, thank you everyone for your comments. Thank you for your coming back to see me. Thank you, everyone, for your likes. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I've gotten a few of them lately, so I'm thinking someone must have said my name. I appreciate it. And I think that's it. Y'all have a wonderful week, and hopefully we'll see you here soon. Thanks. Bye.